Today, we're going to talk about an unsung hero of the natural world, the oyster, and how we're using them for restoration efforts along the St. Johns River watershed, and how you can be a part of it. Oysters are more than just a popular seafood. They make our waterways healthier and our communities more resilient. Oysters are natural filter feeders. Just one adult oyster can filter up to 50 gallons of water every single day. The presence of healthy oysters helps our river's water quality and water clarity. Unfortunately, oyster reefs are one of the planet's most imperiled marine habitats. That is why St. Johns Riverkeeper, along with our partners at Coastal Conservation Association of Florida and the Marine Science Research Institute at Jacksonville University, have launched the Vertical Oyster Garden program for the St. Johns River. Vertical oyster gardens, or VOGs, are recycled oyster shells strung together on a wire or rope that are suspended from docks along the river and its tributaries. We attach VOGs at a height that allows them to be submerged during the high tide and exposed during the low tide. This creates an ideal habitat for new oysters to grow. Oysters thrive in brackish water, like the St. Johns River estuary in Jacksonville. If you have a dock in this area, you can be a part of this St. Johns River restoration effort and adopt some vertical oyster gardens of your own. Let's get into how you can install your newly adopted VOGs on your dock. Here are two of our participating homeowners, Donna and Dwayne. Donna's holding a vertical oyster garden with rope, and Dwayne has one using wire. Before you get started, you will need your VOGs provided by St. Johns Riverkeeper, either eye screws or wood screws, and a drill. You may also need some extra rope or paracord to hang your VOG if you have a really high dock. Once you're ready with your supplies, choose a location on your dock for your VOGs. First, locate the high water line by identifying where the barnacle growth stops on your dock pilings or seawall. You want to hang your VOGs from a spot where the water is deep enough to cover the VOGs during high tide, and this is often easiest to do during low tide. When you found the right spot for your vertical oyster garden, screw the eye screw or wood screw into the side of your dock. If you're using a wood screw, make sure you leave enough of the screw exposed to hang your VOGs off of. If you prefer, you can also securely tie the rope around the end of your deck boards on your dock. You can now hang your vertical oyster garden on the screw, making sure the oyster shells are in the optimal barnacle growth zone. You may need to use some rope or paracord to lower the VOG down. It may take several months for oysters to colonize your VOG, so be patient. Every month or two, we ask that you pull up your VOGs, take a photo, and send them to St. Johns Riverkeeper. This will help us collect data to understand oyster growth patterns in our river's estuary. In the meantime, enjoy watching nature take over this newly created habitat in your backyard.